the suspension of Ja Morant came down, and it's 25 games. And I just want to throw it out there to you guys, Do you think that? Do you agree with 25 games, or did you have another idea of it? What did the NBA get this right?
So when we talked about this, I think you might have been at a graduation, LaVar. Me and Plex talked about this. We had this discussion. I felt like he shouldn't be suspended at all.
Okay.
He didn't break the law. He didn't do anything wrong.
Well, you and I had this conversation
right.
on one of the shows.
We had it on air, and we also kind of, we texted about it privately. But I get it. You have an image to uphold when you are a professional athlete, and especially the professional athlete the caliber of Ja Morant. You just have an image to uphold for the league that you play in, and I 100% get that. And I felt like 20 to 25 games, that's what I felt the league was suspended. 25 games, I believe that's about 30% of the regular season. That's a lot of games. Now, when you look at it, I truly believe he should not be suspended. But I'm okay with 25 games. Had they gone more than 25 games, I would have, if I'm Ja Morant, I'm going to lose my mind and I'm going to appeal it. I'm going to appeal that. But 25 games, I feel is fair. Well, I wouldn't say fair. It's the max that I would accept. I mean, he really doesn't have a choice, really. But that he should be okay with that. Now, Ja needs to make sure that he takes these 25 games and whatever he has to do serious. We've all made mistakes when we're young. Luckily for us, there was no Twitter and no Instagram. And so the dumb things that we did when we were coming up, it wasn't captured for everybody to see. And if it was, there's no telling who would have been suspended or what would have come out. We didn't have to deal with any of this that these young athletes are going through. But there's a point, he's young. Yeah, he's young. But we still know right from wrong. You 20, 21, 20, you know right from wrong. You know I shouldn't be pulling out no pistol on Instagram Live. For what? Trying to be tough? I mean, the tough guys, they ain't trying to be tough. They just tough. The tough guys ain't showing everybody they tough. They just tough. You know it. And so I hope he learns from this because these kids look up to him. These kids want to be like him. But you can't have that image of what you're having and what you're putting out there if these kids want to be like you. So I don't believe he should be suspended. But I do believe 25 games, I can take that because I felt like that's what the league was going to give him anyway.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. I thought it was going to be more than that. That's just what I thought, being who he is and being one of the young superstars, in the NBA and how all my kids love him. The young kids love him, just like you say, they want to be like him. And I was really thinking that they was going to suspend him to after the All-Star break. I just thought that, him having that second, that second incident really, showed a lack of, respect on his part, even more for the team, the NBA, and its players. But, a lot of people are not agreeing with the suspension. And, some of the NBA players and the Players Association are coming out supporting them as too harsh, as 25 is too much. But at the end of the day, like you said, TJ, I don't think he will appeal it. I think he's just going to sit back, serve his 25-game sentence because I believe the minute that he makes a decision to appeal it, he shows it. He's going to, show everybody that, listen, I'm not remorseful for what I did. I did nothing wrong. So why am I being suspended for those 25 games? So with that being said, I just think he's going to accept this 25-game suspension, move on from it, and hopefully he doesn't have another incident like this moving forward because everybody knows, this young man can be special, in the years to come. And we just don't want to see incidences like this for him, arrive, every year or so he can reach that talent of being one of the best players in the world, which I think he can be one day. But I think he got lucky with the 25 games, to be honest with you, because I thought it was going to be more. And he's just going to serve a suspension and get back on the court and play well, and everybody forget about it.
At first, my first inclination was they're going to have to go hard on him. It's going to have to be a harsh penalty to protect the image of the NBA. That's what I thought, and I said that nothing short of a year-long suspension would have been suffice, if you ask me. If you're trying to protect the NBA brand, if you are trying to send a message, I mean, if you think about it, they've done things to try to protect the image of the NBA at the times that they've done it, like changing the dress code and some of the rules that they've put in place.
That wasn't fair either, changing the dress code for who?
But
for the urban player, that wasn't fair.
But in the end, TJ, fair is I mean, it's a word that is an operative word.
Okay,
like, it doesn't have to matter if it's fair or not. It's a matter of optics and protecting the business that you have and protecting that image of your business. And if you have an employee that is doing things that can tarnish the brand while they're already fighting an uphill battle and struggling to keep up with football and popularity, I thought, to me, for a family show. NBA is a family. That's family friendly entertainment. To get caught up once in doing it, and then the big deal that was made about it the first time that it took place and how it was handled, and he got suspended for that the first time around, or maybe it wasn't a suspension, it was time away from the team, I believe. I don't even know that it was official suspension. But with that being said, you knew that there was complexities there connected to what took place with him having the firearm the first time.
You know, the problem is, LaVar, and as I'm speaking about it, my son wearing Ja Morant shoes right now in his basketball game.
Yeah, and you
my
talked
son is
about
wearing
that.
He's wearing his shoes right now. Mm-hmm. But this is the problem. You do it at the end of the regular season, right? And you don't get suspended, but they give you time away. Mm-hmm. And then you do it. Hold up. And then your boy is supposedly pointing a gun at the Indiana Pacers security. Whether that's true or not, who cares? But just the fact that that report is out there. And then you have the gun in the strip club in Denver. And then, so it's an accumulation of things to where it's like, okay, we're going to have to sit him down so that he learns his lesson. And that's why I'm okay with it, whether I agree with it or not, because he's showing a pattern of
the problem.
Not what you want to see.
The problem is it now becomes he's not friendly to advertisers. He's not friendly to companies. And you got to run your business based off of how attractive is your brand to the people, to the companies that are going to put money behind your brand. Whether it's the NBA Shield, whether it's the player himself, whether it's the franchise. And I think that this is what creates the complexities of what's taking place here with Ja Morant. First and foremost, Ja Morant shouldn't even put himself in the position where this has to be a debate. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I kind of softened up on thinking it should be a year-long suspension to protect the brand.
Yeah, y'all was tripping on that.
And the reason why I'm going to say I softened up on it a little bit is from the standpoint of I'd rather them help him in this scenario than just kind of get rid of him. You know,
what kind of homies does he have,
they're
man?
They're not going to get rid of him, but how do you, teach him in a situation like this?
Well, he doesn't want to be taught. He doesn't want to be taught.
He knows
proven
better,
that he doesn't want to. Yeah, he's proven that he doesn't want to be taught. Like, he's going to do what he wants to do in the moment.
If we're together, us three, and one of y'all do that, I'm gonna be like, bro, what you doing? Like, right away.
My whole thing is, if it happens, right? Like, all right, let's take your situation for example, Plex, right? We've been together. We know about what we got going on. And my whole thing is, and I understood our circumstances. We was really getting robbed in New York. Like, we was getting robbed. And it wasn't about, oh, don't go to a place where you're going to get robbed. No, we didn't have to be at a place where we could have been at a fine dining facility, and in valet, we was getting robbed. Dudes was getting robbed. So I understand certain circumstances. I don't understand flaunting and I don't understand like it being entertainment. I could see a situation in a scenario where if you have a situation going on, it's like we understand what the situation is. But if you're sitting in a car and you rocking out to the music, or you in the nightclub, or you're in a strip club, and you're flashing, you're garnishing, or whatever it says, brandishing your firearm. You're basically saying that. My dad always say, my old heads always said, if you have a firearm and you show your firearm, then you best be ready to use it. That's what I came from. So I don't know. I don't understand this style of I'm just going to do this. And that's more on a personal level. To me, and I know we're running long on this segment, but to me, in this scenario in general, you are glorifying a firearm. You are glorifying partying and what comes with it. And need I say, I know this is going to get grabbed and I'm going to be called all kinds of different names, but you're showing gang, you're showing street, you're showing thug mentality with what it is that you're doing, and that's just not okay.
And yourself to protect, man. I don't care what nobody say, bro. I'd be damned if you catch me slipping. Like,
yeah, but
I'm telling you right now,
but having a
like
firearm,
everywhere I go, like
TJ,
I don't.
TJ, having
you ain't
a
just
firearm,
don't put it out.
TJ, having a firearm and playing around with a firearm are two different things.
100%.
This dude is doing things that go across the line in terms of if you're being a responsible adult. And which he's not being a responsible adult. But in these moments, even if you're showing your immaturity, that immaturity should not be of that magnitude, of that caliber. You should not be playing around with a gun in your social media videos. Whether your boys is filming it, whether you're filming it, whether whatever, you shouldn't be messing around like that, because when you call on the demons will show up.
And that's the thing.
They will show up.
We were all 22, 23, whatever Ja is. We weren't doing it. We weren't waving pistols in the air.
Ain't nobody
amongst
waving
each
no
other.
pistols in
Nobody
the
was
air, man.
nobody was doing that at that age. So that's what I don't get. We weren't doing that.
No.